Hello and welcome to FTTR. I am Ewan McQuaid and this video is going to be another top 5 list. Now, lists and wrestling, I've done some. They're not exactly a new concept, but this one is going to be a 2021 hopes. I've already done that. It's not that. Hopes, dream matches that I want to see in 2021. Now, I'm going to do this by promotion. So this one is going to focus on Raw and SmackDown. It's going to focus on the main roster. Looking at those two rosters, who do I want to have matches in 2021? So my first pick is Keith Lee, because of course it is. We'll never not shout out Keith Lee, versus Matt Riddle. Now, these two are on Raw together. They've had a few interactions, but we really want to see that NXT caliber match that we know these two can put on. It's a shame we never got to see it down in NXT. I think that is one of the biggest missed opportunities of NXT in the past years, was not capitalising on Matt Riddle and Keith Lee, two mega stars and mega workers. These two could tear it up in the ring. I feel like give them 20 minutes, we could see high flying, near falls, all the tension, make it for a title. These two, we know they have chemistry because they worked together on the Independents. I believe they had a match in either PWG or Rev Pro, and it was a banger. It was such a good match, and these two could just work wonders together. That's exactly what the main roster needs, is these two, main event of Raw, give them half an hour. Brilliant. My second choice for this list is a match that I don't understand how we've not got it yet, but it's Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. Now, these two are MMA titans, particularly Brock Lesnar, who's got this MMA caliber behind him. Not saying anything against Bobby Lashley, but they really play up Brock Lesnar's MMA stuff, particularly in SummerSlam against Randy Orton and his whole weird thing with Cain Velasquez the other year. But how have we not seen these two collide yet? It seems like it's Vince McMahon's dream is to see these two big, beefy, sweaty men, got a bit weird there, collide in a ring. It's just, how have we not yet? Bobby Lashley is probably the most underrated wrestler they have on Raw. Like, he's getting a few matches here and there, but he's not being given credit for having classics. I mean, he's had good matches, but I think he's got so much more in there, and Brock Lesnar can really make other guys look good. So put these two together, maybe for just a one-off occasion match. Maybe Brock wants the US Championship, maybe, and they just have an absolute barn burner. Like, make it happen, WWE. Make it happen. So my third choice is, this one might be a bit off, but I don't know why, the two just came into my head and I was like, I need to see that. So it's Drew McIntyre, current WWE champion, against Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, these two just missed each other in NXT. Bobby Roode took the title off Nakamura, I do believe, and Drew took the title off Roode. So there's a bit of, they never got to interact much. I don't think they interacted much in either of the Rumbles. Nakamura is on a hot streak, particularly after his gauntlet match on SmackDown, and Drew is one of the best babyface champions of the past 5 years, probably. So put these two together, I think it's a really interesting clash of styles. You've got Nakamura's strong style and his offensive strikes, and then Drew is, Drew, he hits like a tank. So the King Strong style versus a man who hits like a tank, I think it could make for a really unique clash that we've not actually seen before. So perhaps these two could make magic together in a ring. Give them a main event, an NXT TakeOver quality main event, and yeah, those two, book it. So my fourth choice, and this is probably the most out there and probably won't ever happen, probably won't ever happen, and that is The Fiend against Triple H. Now, Triple H just came back on Raw for this weird bit with Randall Keith. So, I think Triple H could work a Firefly Funhouse match. Of course he could. I think there's so much weird history behind Triple H, his whole reign of terror, his development of NXT, that could be played upon in a Firefly Funhouse match. Maybe more so than The Undertaker. Triple H has this background of being an omnipresent figure, let's go with that, behind the scenes. And there's so much just intricate history there that could be dived into, just like John Cena, just like everything that happened with John Cena. It's really an untapped well there. Maybe they're saving it for after the Randy Orton thing, but I think the money in the Fiend is with Firefly Funhouse matches, and maybe him going down, particularly for Triple H. I don't think we're ever going to get a Vince one, sadly, or possibly never an Undertaker. But I think Triple H is the most realistic, and it could really elevate the Fiend back to what he was last WrestleMania. So yeah, Triple H versus the Fiend, Firefly Funhouse match. And my final choice is a SmackDown match that would, I think this is probably the most realistic to get on a big time stage. Like the other ones that I've got noted down probably might not happen. You might get Keith Lee versus Matt Riddle on, for the United States Championship maybe. But I think Seth, the Monday Night Messiah, Rollins, versus Roman, the Tribal Chief, Reigns, despite the fact they are both despicable heels. I mean, Roman's promo itself was gold. It was an amazing heel promo, but Seth Rollins took a guy's eye out. Literally took the eye out. So Seth's got him beat in that department of being the most evil. But these two together, I think they have a really good dynamic, obviously, because they were in the Shield together. And working a match based around Seth's cult and Roman's family could be amazing. Like, even if they're both heels, just the way they work and the way their two gimmicks sort of click together at this time could make for a really interesting, possibly Survivor Series if they get enough people. I think when Seth comes back, he needs to be inserted right into the top tier because he's spent enough time floundering with Rey Mysterio that he needs to feel like a big deal again, and I think slotting him right back into the position he was at the top of the card against Roman would burn it down. Sorry. But yeah, that is my 5 WWE main roster dream matches for 2021. So I hope you agreed with me. Maybe you've got some others. If you have any others, leave them in the comments. Give this video a like, and also please, if you like what you've seen, you might have hated it. If you watched to the end, give the video a subscribe. Thank you, and have a nice day.